What is going on, world? It is your favorite former Alabama wide receiver and national champ, Coach Mike McCoy here with just mere Maya pensions at the Coach's Corner. Today, I'll be running down a list of several things. I'm going to be talking about why the standard is so high at Alabama, what has to happen for Alabama to win out. We also are going to talk about the state of Alabama, what is going on, what we think is going on in the locker room, and what Alabama has to do in this bye week. And we're going to go over a brief recap over the Alabama-Missouri game. So make sure you guys stay tuned and enjoy the show. The standard that has been placed on the University of Alabama is two culprits that are involved. Bear Bryant and arguably the best coach ever, Nick Saban. Also Eddie Robinson, but Nick Saban. And the reason I say that is because he set the standard so high. It's almost like a Amazon or a Chick-fil-A where you expect a certain type of service. And when it's not up to service or up to par, like if they don't say at Chick-fil-A, "It was my pleasure," you're going to look at them kind of sideways. Well, that's what has happened at Alabama. You got to give a man some time. I'm not saying that I know I've been critical of some of the way he handles the kids or whatnot, but it's his first year. It's his first year. So naturally, fans are going to be looking more for what they are used to. They're not used to being on the fence. Alabama fans are used to being comfortable. And that what has happened the last, 15 years? Well, things have changed. It's a new show. So it's a new culture. Could it be tightened up? Of course. But you're following up, man. That's a hard act to follow. That's like, I know you guys are not hip-hop fans, but if you are, that's like following DMX, man. The man he gonna stole the show. He got everybody crying and singing all the lyrics, and at the end, he gonna have everybody praying. You don't want to follow that act, man. It's a tough act to follow. So I think that is why the culture is the way it is. I think that's just what it is. That's where we are right now. Again, I think it's year one. I still think that DeBoer's that man for the job. I think he needs to take over the play calling, but that's just where we are, guys. That's just where we are. So I wasn't able to do the reaction, guys, like I normally do. But let's call it what it is. All the criticism has been going towards one person. That's Jalen Milroe. Sit him, bench him, this and all of that. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do a reaction to the game because I was in home in Mississippi. I was at home for a service. Funeral service. But I was able to go watch the game all the way through. And just throughout the first game, outside of Georgia, we can all say the offense is potato salad with raisins, unseasoned chicken, just bland. What I take from it is when you have a coach, you have to play to your personnel. You have to understand everybody, what everybody can do, what everybody can handle, how to talk to them. You got to understand the culture of your players. Well, as a coach, I play to the standard of my point guard. I'm going to break it down in basketball terms. It's almost like, I don't know if you guys watch basketball. We're going to say Mike Conley that plays with the Milwaukee Bucks, and then we'll also say Kyrie that plays with the Mavs, right? Both of them are great point guards. Obviously, everybody knows Kyrie. But Mike Conley is underrated. He's a floor general. He's an NBA vet. The man he's a manager. He's going to knock down the jumper when he got to, but he's not necessarily looking to score. That's a point guard you can build a team around. I know I got to bring in a shooter. I know I got to bring in a small forward. And then also you got Kyrie, who's a guard that he's a magician with the ball. So the question is, how do I run my offenses with two different type of point guards? You play to the strengths. And I said it before, Milroe has to do what got him to Alabama. Play. Your legs got you to Alabama and your arm got you to Alabama. I hope that you see this video. If you got somebody in your ear, I don't know if it's an agent, I don't know if it's family, I don't know if it's just your homeboys at the crib. Man, play your game. The same thing that got you to Bama is going to be the same thing that's going to get you to the NFL. Be challenged. We know you get up early, man. We know you got it. But back to the OC, throwing a receiver 20 times. The man is bad. I'm not taking nothing away from him. Ryan Williams is all pit bull puppy. He is all dog. But 18, 20 times, man, them career stat lines for somebody. You got several other receivers that can contribute. We got two great, phenomenal running backs. We're not maximizing what we have. And don't let me start about the tight end. I don't know how many receptions they got on the season. We bring all these Ferraris in the. I feel like we have a team that's almost like an NBA roster, meaning like we got too much talent and we don't know what to do with it. It's like you got a stable of horses, you don't know which one. You got to put the right people in the right driver's seats. That's all I'm saying. Understand personnel and understand who you have and play to his strengths. I think that is the difference maker between a good coach and an average coach. So the LSU game, this is going to be a challenging game because they just came off an embarrassing run against A&M. So these guys are going to be looking for blood too. But I think they're dealing with the same issues like every other university around here. You got to keep your superstars happy, and it's a diva mentality. All these kids are halftime, they're streaming right after the game, they're streaming. Like, it's whoever dials in. Alabama has this week off. The question is, are they going to have that team meeting where no coaches are involved, where they are having general conversation and understanding what their identity has to be as a program and as a team and as a standard? Or are we just going to go out there and freestyle? Because sometimes I feel like we don't even know if these boys are locked in. It feels like 70% of the guys are bought in, 30% of the guys are not. So this is a must-win for Bama. I think we can make the playoffs. We have to win out. We have to win out. It is imperative that we win out. So I think this is going to be a test. Auburn is going to be a test. And then it's playoff time. We will let the chips fall where they may. But Bama has to win out. And Milroe is going to put the team on his back. He is literally going to have to put the team on his back. All right, parents, if your children are listening, just close their ears for a hot little second. Shit, they asses need to be going back to two-a-days. It should be head on head, good on good. They should be miserable these next 2 weeks. This bye week and next week, these boys should be beat up to the point where they are ready to go take their frustration out on their opponent. If you guys are hurt or injured, yeah, take care of those guys. But for the rest of them, it needs to be good on good all day long. Work on your timing, work on your craft, work on your communication. That is the only way we are going to win out. The only way they're going to win out. Word is on the street, the only coach they scared of is Baloo in the weight room. That's just what I heard. Don't shoot me. These are just my opinions. I'm just a coach. Hey, I'm just telling you what I hear. So argue with the wall. That's what's got to happen. These boys got to get back to that grit and that grind. Because right now, again, nobody is afraid to play Alabama. Alabama is not on everybody's top of the list. Right now, there's two teams I can think of. And I even hate to say it. Georgia. No, we ain't going to say Indiana. I'm just kidding. Sitting there, you thought I was going to get a shout. Psych. But I think that's what has to happen, man. They got to put their foot on the gas. This is no time for any rest. You rest when the season over with. You know what you signed up for. And especially, you getting paid now, so you're not above criticism, guys. Man, look, it's always been a pleasure. I missed you guys last week, but look, make sure you always hit that subscribe button. Make sure you leave a comment and send me a direct message. And if you are in Birmingham and you guys want to get in some work, you're always welcome at Maximum Performance. I love you guys. See you guys next week. And always, roll tide.